Yeah, so am I. You know, TJ, just before you called me last spring, Lexi and I went down to the Democratic Leadership Conference in South Carolina. But last night we were sitting around with Kirk O'Donnell and Hart and Biden, a couple of the other candidates. We were shooting the breeze about how much the party had changed since the 60s. And suddenly, out of the blue, Lexi turned to Hart and she asked him who his favorite Beatle was. Now, at first, Hart laughed, and then he stumbled around trying to remember a name. Then she repeated her question for Biden, and Biden said, well, he'd never been a Beatles fan. He was into jazz. And Dukakis answered Paul, because he liked his wife or something. Now, I don't know if Lexi knows the names of all the Beatles herself, let alone the answer to her own question. But it suddenly dawned on me that I sure as hell did. And I knew for sure that anybody who didn't had absolutely no claim to generational leadership. Now, I must have, 10 years on Joe Biden. But damn it, he wasn't paying attention back then, and I was. And one of the things I figured out very early on was the singer mattered as much as the song. That ideas were only as valuable as the people who got behind them. I mean, people that wouldn't settle. People unafraid of honest inquiry. People who didn't mind asking the impertinent question. God, the impertinent question. Where the hell would we be without it? It's the glory and the engine of all human experience. Copernicus asked it, shook the foundations of his world. Darwin asked it. He's repudiated to this day. Thomas Jefferson asked it. So invigorated by it, he declared it to be an inalienable right. I'm not smart enough to know all the answers. But I do know we've got to keep asking the questions. That's what the American experiment is all about. It's at the very core of our character as a people. We owe our vigor to its constant renewal. You know, I don't have much patience for these guys who go around saying the pride is back in America. For some of us, it never left. Vietnam may have covered some patriots in shame, but not this one. We got in there for moral reasons, and by God, we got out of there for moral reasons. Where else on this earth does such debate center on anything other than expediency? Only in America. Watergate, triumph of the system. How could anybody watch Barbara Jordan thunder away at those House hearings and not feel a surge of pride in the miracle of this country? Now, there are those people who tell you that our noisy dissent, our raucous squabble, weakened us as a country, caused us to lose our supremacy. Don't you believe it? We are the envy of this world. Why? Because throughout our history, we have always maintained that we could do better. We've insisted that we could do better. We've always been willing to reinvent ourselves for the common good. And in our darkest hour, leaders, real leaders, have always stepped forward to hold the American people to the responsibility of citizenship. Well, it's time for that kind of leadership now, TJ. I'm not sure that it's me, but I'd like the chance to find out. Oh, and if you young people are still wondering, the right answer is John Lennon.
Did you get it?
I got it.
What?